Let's talk about Endrick, shall we? Because our Julian Laurens is reporting that the Brazilian wonder kid could be on his way out of Real Madrid. Reports on ESPN.com say Olympique Lyon is interested in the 19-year-old, but they're not the only one, according to Jules. He says teams in Germany, Italy, and Spain are also interested. All right, so we do remember when Real Madrid did make this signing. It was huge. There's nothing more the world loves than a fresh Brazilian wonder kid, but unfortunately it has not worked out. He's not played a single minute so far this season for Real Madrid. They're at the top of the La Liga table. Things are going well, so it's obvious that he needs to ply his trade elsewhere, even if it's just a loan move at the moment. So is Ligue 1 the right place, Shaka? What do you think?
I think so. And listen, Endrick is not. I don't see him getting any kind of significant minutes for Real Madrid right now. Talented kid, but needs to learn the game. You saw that even in what little you saw of him last season under Carlo Ancelotti. Needs to learn the game, and I think France is as good an opportunity as you could hope for. Lyon, a team who are sitting, I think they're like 5th right now in Ligue 1, but between 3rd and 6th or 7th are all on the same points, as separated by goal difference. So they're near enough the top of the table, a point behind second, I think 3 behind PSG at top. So there is, so he's going into a good team, and the minutes matter. And Lyon have struggled to replace Lacazette, who left at the end of last season. I think this is a fantastic opportunity for him to come into a team that have set themselves a high bar, have a lot to play for, and he'll get time. He'll get the opportunity to learn the game.
Herc, what do you think about Ligue 1 for Endrick?
Let me tell you what I think about Endrick. I don't know if Ligue 1 or any... Ligue 1 is a very physically demanding league. Yeah. I think if you go from Real Madrid and struggle at Ligue 1, there are going to be massive questions about you. What I do know is Arda Güler was in a similar situation last year. And Arda Güler's people were very adamant. They didn't want to leave. I believe it was more Real Madrid saying, hey, you should go get some minutes. And he was saying, we don't want to leave. We understand the difference of being at Real Madrid and that platform and going elsewhere and then maybe being forgotten. We've seen this with Real Madrid before. We've seen the Jesses of the world. You know, we've seen players who have had good seasons go elsewhere and be forgotten. He's a player last year with the limited playing time that he did have. He was a leading goal scorer at Copa del Rey along with Ferran Torres. He's a player who, his characteristics remind me a lot in least of movements and in striking ability and in the way he's physically built of a Romario. But he is very raw. Yeah. He's a very raw young player.
Is that someone Xabi Alonso could work with? Because we've seen exactly how Arda Güler has flourished.
This is where I want to get to that. I think Shaq was alluding to this earlier, where we're having a discussion about young players, you know, not wanting to be there or showing they want to be there. I don't think he's shown he wants to be there. There's a certain entitlement with the price tag from coming Brazil to Real Madrid, of being at Real Madrid at such an early age.
And all the headlines that
come with it. No coach writes you off just like that unless you're not showing him what you need to show him. No coach goes against their own best interest. If Xabi Alonso really thought that Endrick could help him, we would have never seen Gonzalo in the Club World Cup. We would have never seen Gonzalo at the Club World Cup. We would have seen Endrick. But he doesn't think he could help him. Why? What are you not doing? At what point did you fail yourself? I don't know if leaving Real Madrid is the right thing for him. I've seen enough of him to think that if he buys in and he works, he could be a player of use. But the risk is so massive. You go to a team like Lyon, you go to Ligue 1, which if we're throwing a category of where they are in the top 5 leagues, most would say probably 5th, right? Yeah. And things don't go well there, well, you're going to be an afterthought like a Mariano. You're going to be an afterthought like so many others that have spent good time at big clubs and have nowhere to be seen.
Shaka, we've been analyzing Xabi Alonso's man management so much, and Lord knows that this week he has his hands full enough after Vini Jr. and El Clasico, but is this a situation, as Herc is saying, where Endrick needs to put up his hand and fight for his spot, and is Xabi the right person to probably still bring the best out of him?
I don't know if Xabi fancies him, in all honesty.
Simple as that.
It's as simple as that. Now, we've had while Xabi coming, as Herc alluded, we've had a full summer. Real Madrid played a full summer of football, and then shorter pre-season into league play, and he was not used. He has
well,
not
he was
been,
injured during the Club World Cup.
Oh, okay. But he's come back from that, and at this point, he's not been used. And right now, not even as a
and they don't need him at the moment.
And not even as a substitute appearance late on, you know. That for me is alarming. And I get to Higgs' point. If it's me, I want to play.
Yeah. Real Madrid.
I just look at Xavi's tendencies with players who he's rotated in and out. I mean, Rodrigo wasn't playing. Vinicius Jr. wasn't starting. Trent Alexander at some point before the injury found himself on the bench. He's a player, or excuse me, he's a coach who I think will give players an opportunity, you know, at some stage or point. And from there, I mean, as a footballer, that's all you ask is for the opportunity. But you got to help yourself get that opportunity. It doesn't come by chance. So I just see a situation where there's too much to lose for a player like Endrick. And honestly, if you're Real Madrid, what's that loan move have to entail to justify the price that you paid for him?
Final question, I suppose, just to say that the other links, if not Lyon, there was interest in Germany as well as elsewhere in Spain. Do you think he should, if not Lyon, if not Liga, elsewhere in Spain may suit a player like him, or maybe Germany? Bundesliga, which is known for young talent.
Certainly against Spanish opposition, against La Liga opposition, you know exactly where you fit in terms of your talents and whether it fits for Real Madrid. As you mentioned, you go to Lyon, a different league, a different style of play, a different sense of the physicality about it. There's a little bit more guessing there. Certainly in terms of getting yourself back into the reckoning at Real Madrid, I think La Liga is the better stop. But then again, the thing that Lyon brings with it is that you're chasing down. I'm not sure you're ever going to really chase down PSG, but everybody else is chasing second spot. That's meaningful action that you're going to be a part of. That every single moment, every single mistake matters. That's how you learn the game. And I think while Endrick is talented, desperately raw, and needs to learn those bits of the game.